What's up, everybody? Welcome. Happy Friday. No, wait. Wednesday. No, wait. Yeah, no, it's Wednesday. Forgot what day it was. What's up, everybody? I wish it was Friday. What's up? Mic on? Check. Yeah, everything looks good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Pink Trip Show. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day out there. It's been a great day for me. It's a beautiful day. It's been a very mild summer where I'm from. It's very nice to finally get a mild summer where it's like every day is a little bit warm, but it's not crazy hot. It's really been beautiful. Hope you guys are all doing well. So Trump's up to his normal bullshit. He's still doubling down. It's still, it's all just the Epstein files are a hoax. And then you got Ghislaine Maxwell. It's coming out now that she's basically saying that Trump had nothing to do with it. No one's going to believe it. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's start with Trump doing his usual shit. Trump being his usual Trumpy self, claiming the Epstein files are a giant left-wing conspiracy. And yeah, I don't know. Somehow he hasn't got the message yet that this is fucking dumb and not the way to go. He's still doubling down on this.
Vice President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation.
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
I saw it reported today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something.
Has nobody talked to him yet and be like, you have to stop saying that because it's clearly not a fucking hoax. It's clearly not total Why is nobody telling him that this is not the right move to take? It actually makes him look guilty. And somehow he's still doing it. It's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling. But, you know, even after he's doing all this shit with Ghislaine Maxwell, getting Ghislaine Maxwell to testify and then say Trump had nothing to do with it. It's like you could easily come out and be like, of course it's not a hoax. I have nothing to do with it, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I don't know the logic behind this other than to make everybody think that he's fucking guilty.
Thing that's total bullshit. Okay? Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit. Okay? Yeah, please.
A new Gallup poll said
total bullshit. I mean, and it's kind of funny how he's so willing to cuss now. He's like so willing to just drop fucking cuss words as the president. Like that's a new paradigm, ain't it? Like that's not normal. I kind of like it, to be honest. You know, I think all the fucking people caring about bad words. Oh, those words are bad. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's a throw over to like old bullshit that needs to be just thrown out the window. So it's nice. It's one thing I'll give credit for. Make cussing great again. Bring back cussing. But yeah. So he's just, again, being just a complete moron, dude. He's having the complete opposite take that would make anybody actually go, okay, maybe he's not guilty. And you can tell because now it's very unpopular how he's behaving. You can tell because look at even the WWE is booing him now. This is the WWE crowd. You know it's not going well when even the WWE crowd is booing you, dude. Bro, yeah. Keep saying it's a hoax, guys. Keep saying it's a hoax. That's working real well. Even your own base is booing you now. They used to go crazy for Trump. Anytime Trump was announced at a WWE event, a UFC event, any kind of stadium situation, the crowd would just roar and go fucking crazy. Now they're booing his ass because that's how dumb and how terrible his messaging has been. Yeah, and then you even got, with this shit going on, like the attempts to clear his name, like this would all land harder if he would act like he actually cared about the Epstein files. If he would act like, hey, it's not a hoax, actually a lot of terrible shit done and people will face justice. That's it. And then you move on. Real simple to answer those questions like that. You got, I mean, we went through this before. This is Virginia Giuffre. She's saying, basically saying Trump, she never saw Trump do anything. She never saw Trump at the island. She never saw Trump at any of Epstein's properties. She only knew that Trump and Epstein were friends because Epstein told her that they were friends. Okay. That's Epstein's testimony. Now you got Maxwell, which no one's going to buy this. But apparently Ghislaine Maxwell told the DOJ Trump never did anything concerning around her. Convenient, right? I mean, she's looking to get pardoned by Trump. She's looking to get some sort of deal from this administration for talking. So of course she's going to say something like that. So no one's going to believe it. No one's going to believe it coming from her mouth. And yeah, so CoffeeZilla covered this. She cleared Trump. Let's see what, I haven't seen this one yet. Let's see what his take is. I'm sure Coffee's not going to buy this at all.
Ghislaine Maxwell has cleared Donald Trump's name while awaiting her pardon. This is new from ABC. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, by the way, guys, smash the thumbs up. Let's get that going if you're enjoying the show. All the usual stuff. If you want to support the show, send a super chat, or you can become a member. You can click the join button next to subscribe, or go into the description for a link to Patreon and to become a member on YouTube. Thank you, guys.
Told DOJ Trump never did anything concerning around her. Now, notably, Trump has been asked whether he's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell before he said he wishes her well.
I just wish her well, frankly.
Yeah, I wish you well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well.
Then he's asked if he's going to pardon her. He says, well, I'm allowed to do it, but I really haven't thought of it.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Now, notably, this is very similar to the way Trump has responded previously when talking about people he would later end up pardoning.
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort? I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon you? Well, I hadn't thought of it.
Now, obviously, he later did pardon Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, and Paul Manafort, and this has all led many people to wonder if a similar thing is in the works for Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, this all comes after 9 hours of Ghislaine Maxwell privately speaking to Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. He's the former defense attorney for Donald Trump, and this was a private meeting. It's notable that there were talks about doing it publicly.
Good. Wonderful. God damn it. This thing came out again. You know, I set everything up and then this fucking thing comes out, dude. Oh, okay. I'm back. I got to check the fucking... This cord that connects to the mic every now and then gets too much tension on it and it comes out. And I don't even notice it. What a dumbass, dude. I'm such a dumbass. All right, I'm back.
In front
Thank
of
you for
Congress.
Thank you, whoever said my mic's muted. Thank you. I'm going to be ninja. Thank you for pointing
But
that out.
that got shoved aside pretty quick when they
notice.
realized they could just do this behind closed doors. Now, Todd Blanche said he was thinking about releasing the transcripts. We don't know if that's going to happen or not. But today we got leaks of what may have been said during the 9 hours where Ghislaine Maxwell told Todd Blanche that Trump had never done anything in her presence that would have caused concern. Now, do we believe this? Well, the challenge is that Ghislaine Maxwell has every reason to lie. She, after all, is looking for a pardon.
True.
Her lawyer says right now that she would welcome any relief, and relief is exactly what she got after this testimony, right after the testimony to the DOJ where she cleared Trump's name.
I got Eskimo fat fingers. Yeah, true. But I got to just make sure this cord, because it gets too much stress on it. I got to keep pulling it so the stress is... it's just so annoying, dude. It's like you try to not make any mistakes and it still happens no matter how hard you try.
She got transferred to a less restrictive prison called a minimum security prison, with the Washington Post calling it one of the nation's most lenient lockups for nonviolent women offenders. It's notable she had to get a special waiver to even go to this prison because normally sex offenders are not allowed. And this is something I really want to hit home. Previously, I've been talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and we've been talking sort of like, okay, yeah, she trafficked for Jeffrey Epstein. I think it's worth hitting home that she also participated in some of the acts. She is a sex offender, convicted, and those types of people aren't eligible normally for minimum security prisons. That's why a former warden told the Post, inmates, if they have a sex offense, are not going to a place like that, period. It's truly unheard of. Quote, it's a country club.
She's obviously getting some sort of reward for the way they'll make it look is like, oh, she's, you know, you got to give her something so she'll talk. If you don't give her nothing, she's not going to talk. But then it also looks like she's being rewarded for covering up for Trump. It looks like that. Now, I'm not saying Trump actually, was involved with sex trafficking, was involved with banging underage women. I'm not saying that he was. But it sure fucking looks like it. And he's still not doing a good job of correcting that look, correcting the narrative that's now forming about him, that it looks like he did something wrong. So it's like, who's advising him? Again, it's hard to not go like, why is nobody telling him to stop doing this? Why is nobody saying, hey, this is not a good look. It's a Streisand effect. You're making it worse. You're making people who like you now start to wonder whether or not you did something that you're trying to hide. And I know people say, well, it's not his advisors. It's him. It's him. It seems like it, because I would imagine his advisors would be saying this because this is just common fucking sense. But it sounds like probably nobody has control over Trump, and he's just going to do what he wants, even when it's fucking terrible.
Someone gave special preference to Maxwell that, in my knowledge, no other inmate currently serving in the Federal Bureau of Prisons has received. So she is getting special treatment for something. We don't know exactly why she had to get a special waiver for this, though. This is not something that everyone gets. Contradicting this, though, the president has come out and said, oh, this is actually a very normal thing.
Questions for you. One, were you aware of and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department?
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man.
I'll remind you, the guy he's talking about formerly was his defense attorney. And her question, which never really gets answered, which is, can we trust Ghislaine Maxwell, actually is an important one, because previously she was charged with perjury. This was in connection with her 2016 deposition. Perjury just means she was lying under oath. Quote, in 2016, while testifying under oath in a civil proceeding, Maxwell repeatedly made false statements, specifically about certain specific acts and events alleged in the indictment. So, can we trust someone who previously our government charged with making false statements when...
That's an easy answer. No.
Specifically, these false statements may benefit her. I don't know. Maybe you think she's turned a leaf and she suddenly is Mrs. Honesty, but it's worth saying.
The problem is, even if she is being honest, no one's going to believe it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is she honest? No one's going to believe it. Not enough people are going to believe it. It's not going to matter, even if she is honest.
I think she's already reaping the rewards of the testimony she's given so far. Our president proceeds to talk about how talking to Ghislaine Maxwell is going to help with the fact that we don't want people getting caught up in this that would have their lives hurt.
Whatever he asked would be totally appropriate, and it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people.
We don't want people getting involved who might be hurt by this, right? That's why we got to talk to her behind closed doors. We got to give her preferential treatment, right? Because we don't want anyone who might have been otherwise implicated in this falsely to get implicated, right? We want to make sure their names, whoever they are, whatever mysterious person they are, do not get implicated in this. And obviously that goal of Maxwell clearing certain people is being achieved here with her now clearing Trump's name with a possible pardon on the line. Now, I do have to say, it could be the case that he didn't have anything to do with it. She is being honest here. But unfortunately, the waters are muddied when you have such a transparent conflict of interest in this whole story. Personally, I don't want anyone, Ghislaine Maxwell or any of the elites that are involved, to be let off the hook. In fact, just today we had a bombshell report from the New York Times about Jeffrey Epstein's personal residence where he had pictures with famous people. More letters came out with people like Woody Allen, and all of these people should be investigated.
Yeah, Woody Allen is a creep, dude. That's just no doubt about that.
Unfortunately, we are living in a time where a select few of these people have so much power over the investigators of it. Maybe instead of giving preferential treatment to sex offenders, we should just release the Epstein files and see where that gets us. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Never gonna happen, dude. Never gonna happen. It's like, yeah, even the next administration, they're not gonna do it. There's no way it's gonna happen, dude. Unless somebody there's like a DNC leak type situation where somebody gets in there and actually fucking downloads all the data and leaks it. It's not going to happen, I don't think. And if it does happen, it's not going to be trustworthy because it's going to be edited to cover for whoever, they want to cover for. And even if it's not, everybody's going to think it is. People are going to go, oh, there's nothing about Trump in here. Why is that? Because that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to scrub every mention of Trump, and then they'll release that. And then people will go, it's funny that there's no mention of Trump anywhere in here. And then Alex is, we're going to play this, Alex. Alex is pretty excited. He thinks, because supposedly they're subpoenaing, the Republican House has subpoenaed dozens of top globalists known to have been involved with Jeffrey's blackmail operation, including the Clintons, Comey, and others going back 20 years. Let's see what Alex has to say about this. He seems pretty excited about it. But first, somebody had a question about what happened to the, I think Doge, you asked, what happened to the painting of Bill Clinton and a dress on Epstein's wall? And you got me thinking, what did happen to that painting? The painting of Bill Clinton, let me see if I can pull up the painting. Hold on. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Epstein. Let's see if they haven't wiped this off the internet. Oh, there it is. This, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen this, but this weird ass painting is what Doge is talking about. I can get it to where I can actually, an image new tab. There we go. This weird painting. Right? Isn't this it? Is this the one? I don't know why it looks different from what I remember. But yeah, Epstein had some weird fucking art. But apparently nobody knows what happened to it. There's no definitive information on what happened to the painting after his death.
I bought the painting.
Who bought the painting? Who was that? Who super chatted? Wilford, you bought the painting, Wilford? All right, Wilford, hit me up on Twitter, send me a DM, and show me proof, because that'd be nice to know. I bet you the Clintons got it and just completely burned it. I'm sure that the Clintons were like, we need that painting, and it just burn that shit. It's probably gone. It probably doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, according to AI, there is no definitive information on what happened to the painting after Epstein's death on August 10th, 2019. News reports from 2019, including those from the Daily Mail, New York Post, and ArtNet News, confirmed its presence in Epstein's home, based on a photograph allegedly taken in October 2012 and anonymous sources who saw it displayed prominently. However, no subsequent reports specify whether the painting was removed, sold, or remains in the possession of the Epstein estate. They gave it to the Clintons. They sent that shit to the Clintons and they burned it. That would be my guess. It doesn't exist anymore. Maybe if somebody bought it, there's like it's in their private collection. That's possible as well. But there's no evidence to where it went. The lack of updates suggests it may still be part of the estate's assets or was privately handled. But this is speculative due to the absence of concrete evidence. The painting itself remains available as prints for purchase on platforms like Saatchi Art, starting at around $40. So yeah, if you want to go buy a copy of this beautiful art, you can go on Saatchi Art and buy it for $40. Imagine wanting to buy this and put this on your wall. That'd be some weird art. Maybe that's what. Should I buy it and put it back there? I need something to go up in that little spot. Should I buy this? Guys, should I buy this painting and put it up there? Would that be cool? I don't know. It'd be a little weird, but it might be worth it though. It might be worth it. It'd be weird. So yeah, thank you, Doge, for asking about that. I was wondering myself what happened to that painting. Let's get back to Alex. It sounds like Alex is coping a little bit. Alex is really not wanting to give up on Trump, and I get it. I don't want to give up on him either, but I mean, he can still be terrible in some ways and still good in other ways. So I think you just have to call it as you see it. When he does something good, you go, hey, that's good. When he does something terrible, you go, hey, that's terrible. That's what I'm trying to do.
20 years ago, I was one of the first people to ever cover the Epstein case. And I can tell you right now, the news that broke today is probably the biggest news so far, and it's good news for
Alex has got like severe WWE energy going on. This is high fucking WWE energy right here. I don't know, maybe since Hogan's passed, he's trying to like, absorb the fucking essence of Hulk Hogan or something. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of fucking WWE
the
energy.
Good guys and bad news.
You probably could. I'm sure there's other places to buy it.
Super chatted $1.29. Can probably get it on a t-shirt on Temu for $2.
Probably. I'll look it up. We'll see. We'll see where we can get it. We'll see where we can find it.
For the satanic globalist.
Doge with the 5 memberships. Welcome, Doge. Thank you for it's good to see you, Doge. Thank you for the memberships, man. Who got it? Miss the Beat. Hopefully there's no dirty groypers. Hopefully there's no dirty groypers in there. No dirty Fedbots. Mr. Beat, welcome. Nay, welcome. Sync Loud, welcome. That Boy Bent. Hey, That Boy Bent. I remember you. And Badback, welcome. Thank you, Doge. You rock like always, dude. Everybody that got a free membership, please tell Doge thank you for the generosity. A lot of people like to complain that I play too many super chats. There will be a point if like the super chats get too much that I'll pause them and then react to them at certain points in the stream. But you have to understand, I do this show for the live viewers. I don't really care that much about the video on demand, the afterwards. I care about the live segment of this show. I care about how it hits live. And maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's more value to your super chats when they're real time and you can feel like you're a part of the conversation. So if I'm talking about Alex right now and you send a super chat that's addressing what I'm talking about, boom, you're immediately a part of the conversation. Not an hour later when I'm already on to a different topic. So I don't know. To me, I get it though. If there becomes too many, it can be kind of sidetracking. But I think for the live viewers that enjoy the show live, they get it. It's part of how you can be a part of the show and be part of the conversation in real time, not later, an hour after I'm done talking about it. Because a lot of times I'll get super chats where if I read a message that's talking about something I talked about 30 minutes before or an hour before, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about because I don't remember what I said 30 minutes ago. I don't remember what I said an hour before. I've already moved on. So the people that complain about the super chats, you got to understand, this is a live show. I'm catering to the live viewers. I'm not catering to the value on demand. Okay. So valuable, great point. Okay, thank you, Blake.
O'Brien super chatted $5. So valuable, great point.
Yeah, if you're talking about, see, like you just added to the conversation in real time as I'm talking about it, as opposed to an hour later when no one even knows what I talked about an hour ago. So that's why I like this setup where it's like you guys get to be a part of the show and get to interact as I'm talking about the subject. But I do have the ability, if it gets too much, if the show gets too big and there's too many super chats to do that, then yeah, at some point I will have to pause them and just try to react to them in segments. But let's get back to WWE, Alex. Thanks, guys, for the super chats. Much appreciated.
Bad guys, we're about to break it down right now. I was one of the first people 20 years ago to start covering the Jeffrey Epstein case. That was part of a larger Mossad, CIA, honey.
All right, you guys don't like the Joe vomit noise? I don't know why. It's not Joe vomiting. It's Joe being a gorilla. It's so short. It's just like, and then it's done. Like, I don't understand why that's such a big deal to you guys, but I'll do a vote. If you guys want to get rid of it, I'll get rid of it.
And it's really built in the last 5 years since he magically killed himself, we're told, in that federal detention center in New York while he was awaiting trial. And then when Trump came out a month ago and said, nothing to see here, he killed himself, he wasn't running human trafficking, he didn't have accomplices, there was no blackmail, people went crazy. And I said, this looks really suspicious. But why did the Democrats use the files before when they had them? It is true that they were the ones in control of them. I said, did they spike the files with old recycled lies? Did that piss off Trump? When he sent Bondi to find what the Democrats were hiding, they came back and said, yeah, sir, it's a bunch of bull about you. Well, now Trump's come out and basically said that was the case. I've talked to sources, they've confirmed it. I'm not saying we're out of the woods. I'm still investigating Trump, but I never saw any real evidence of that. And I predicted in the last few weeks, when he finally said, okay, release it all to Bondi, and they started saying release the grand jury information, the trial information, and all the stuff that's suppressed, that the Democrat judges that were always put over the cases would cover it up. And
yeah, but see, the other side of that is like they knew that was going to lead nowhere. So it was just more like trying to pretend like you actually cared about getting stuff out there when you knew that there was no way those judges would ever approve it because that's not something a judge would ever do under those circumstances. Because it's in the public interest. The judge don't give a shit about the public interest. It's following the law. And by the law, that wasn't reason enough to release it. And they knew that. So it seems like, I mean, to pretend like that shows that they're like making like good efforts to fucking release. No, it doesn't.
And indeed, in Florida, the federal judges blocked it. Now they're trying to block it in New York. Now Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't want the grand jury.
Should the judges release it? Yeah, they aren't going to. Everybody knows that.
Testimony that they were shown released, even though Trump wants it released. And now the FBI has released or leaked today the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was an FBI informant, going back to Robert Mueller, and, of course, right through Comey, who was in control of the file.
Look, I'll leave the poll up, so you guys have plenty of time to vote. I'll leave it up till the end of the show. So, vote. If you hate that Rogan noise, the Rogan fucking super chat noise so much, here's your opportunity. Because right now, it's staying according to how the chat's going now.
Spocko super chatted $9.99. Don't get of it.
Don't get rid of it, Spocko. Is that what you're saying? Keep the noise. I mean, to me, it's. I mean, I at first the complaints were the noise was too loud, and I'm like, okay, so I turned it down super low, but now that's not enough. People still complaining about it. I don't know. To me, it's just it's like it's either gonna go ding or it's gonna go Rogan going. Arr. It's like I don't know, man. I like it.
So it wasn't just the
Here's the opportunity. Vote. If you want to get rid of it, I'll fucking get rid of it.
CIA. It wasn't just Mossad. It's the FBI as well. And they'd gone to Trump and said, this is national security. It'll hurt the government, these agencies. Let's just shut this down. Trump, according to my sources, said, okay, fine, let's move forward. Then the Democrats turned around and started putting out this info that Trump was doing something wrong in the files, though he was just sprinkled through it with old recycled Jane Doe stuff, and that Melania supposedly was a hooker that Epstein introduced.
Oh, this is young Melania? My God, dude. She was breathtaking. Oh, man, we need to get these Russian fucking women over here, dude. She's not even Russian. She's Ukrainian or whatever, Slavonian. What is she? I forgot. Whatever they are, we need more of them. Bring them in. Let's a bunch of visas. Let's get visas for the hot fucking Russian women. Please, God, please.
Trump, too, that was 8.5-year-old recycled crap. And now it's come out that indeed that's what it was. So that's why Trump got so pissed. But I predicted in the last few weeks, and I knew Roger was up there last week for 7 days with Trump, talking to him very intensely about this, saying, no, they're the ones that are in it all. They're the ones who are even in the court records. And the grand juries go after them. And now the Democrats are back.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Different sound bites for the levels of super chat.
I could probably do that, MKO. I'd have to figure out how to do it, though. It's probably not hard. I just have to set up a browser source for the different amounts. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
Backing off.
Good
They want
idea.
to subpoena everything. But the Republicans today sent full subpoenas for the DOJ, for all the records, for Clinton, for Comey, for Bill Barr, for all of them. And I'm going to read you a list of this here in a moment, and they are freaking out, and they do not want it released. So Trump has absolutely called their bluff. We'll be watching as it unfolds. Bill and Hillary Clinton, former AG and FBI director, subpoenaed for Jeffrey Epstein testimony. And here's some of the documents. Breaking, House Oversight Committee has officially subpoenaed the DOJ for Epstein files. The Republicans voted to do it, including the Biden regime's communications regarding the Epstein case. Boom. Here is the schedule of the subpoena, and it goes over the list. Bill and Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Merrick Garland, Robert Mueller, William Barr, Jeff Sessions, Alberto Gonzales. That goes back to Bush. The U.S. That's what the cover.
Alberto Gonzales, they're going way back. He was what was he? Was he the Attorney General? He was the Attorney General, right? Under Bush. And I remember when I was a kid, when we lived in Austin for a little while, we would get calls because we share the same last name as this guy. Yeah, it's I haven't heard that name in a long time.
First started.
We would get calls. People would think my dad was Alberto Gonzales.
The U.S. Department of Justice was also...
He actually is. Alberto Gonzales is my dad, FYI.
...subpoenaed for records related to Epstein. That is huge. This is exactly what we...
What a different life I would have had if my father was that dude.
...told Trump he should do. And look,
I probably would have went to Epstein Island at this point.
Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell opposes the release of grand jury testimony in her trial. Per court filing, Ghislaine Maxwell has not seen the material and cannot take an informed position. Oh, yes. Here is Ghislaine Maxwell's motion to block that. So it is all happening. And of course, this leaked FBI document reveals Jeffrey Epstein's secret history as an FBI informant, as I've been telling you for over a decade. So it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Trump has called their bluff. This is why we put pressure on him, because I've researched the case so much, and I knew this was the right thing to do. This is very, very exciting. And now you notice the Democrats don't want to investigate any of this anymore from all the public source info and the trials and the whole bunch of the women that were on Epstein Island and everywhere else. They never saw Trump do anything. They never saw him at Epstein Island, but they did.
Well, there's the one woman, I forget her name. Is it Mary something? She's not very trustworthy because she'll say something. See, it's pretty smart, right? Like, you can come out and make any accusation you want. And then when it gets real and the person sues you, then you drop it. And then you just go, oh, actually, I dropped it because I was scared for my life. I think that's her story. She's the one that says that when she was 13, she was, recruited by Epstein. And there was like a sex party she was at, and Trump took a liking to her. And then she gave Trump wanted her to give him an HJ. With the glove on, because he's, such a germaphobe. He needed a glove on for the HJ. Now, that's not believable. I mean, who wants that? That's not a fun HJ with a fucking glove on. No one wants it like that. I guess maybe if you're that crazy of a germaphobe, yeah, but I mean, that ruins the fun of it, dude. Why would you do it? Like, no, it's not even worth it at this point if you're going to put a glove on. But yeah, she recanted as soon as Trump fucking probably sued her or whatever. And then they came out and said, oh, she only took it back because there were death threats. She was afraid for her life. Well, yeah, very convenient. Very convenient. So yeah, there are accusations. They're just, you don't know if they're true or not, because that is something that political enemies will do. They'll just get people to say shit. And then, whether it sticks or not, or whether it's true, doesn't matter. It's now a news story that's going to ruin your credibility.
They did see Bill Gates, and they did see Bill Clinton, and they did see that.
It's called a GJ, a glove job. Yeah.
Of Harvard. And they did see all these big bankers, and they did see the head of Mossad and the Israeli prime minister, all of that, past Israeli prime minister, Ehud Barak, they did see all of that. So it made no sense for Trump to be blocking this unless he'd made a deal with Israel and the CIA, and that later learned, indeed, to move forward, to not have a big disaster, to crash the stock market. He decided to be nice, which I didn't agree with. And now he realizes he's got screwed. So now they're going to start releasing it all, drip, 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 bombshell, bombshell, bombshell.
I hope Alex is right. I hope to God he's right, because usually what happens is Alex gets a little copium. He gets all hopeful because they hear some things that he likes. And then 2 days later, Alex is going to be like, oh, I don't know, man. I hope Alex is right. But there was a very weird, that just reminded me of it. A very weird Israel Times.
The Dashing Rogue super chatted $2. No glove, no love.
No glove, no love. Yeah. It sucks when you hear that, don't it? It's like, oh, it's going to be one of those days, huh? It's going to be one of those. Yeah, it's just no fun. It's just no fun like that, man. I get it, though. Practice safe hand jobs. I don't know. Let me find this. So there was this kind of ominous Israel Times report about how, like, Trump, it almost makes it seem like Israel is blackmailing Trump. Let me see if I can find it, because I think I forgot to save it. Israel Times. I think it was Israel Times. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find the right search term to get this up. I'll play this while I search it.
Just like the Russiagate, just like the Treasonous Conspiracy Strike Force, just like the Government Weaponization Task Force that is now out there with grand juries being impaneled with the Justice Department seeking indictments. It isn't like referrals from Tulsi Gabbard or Senator Paul, and they did use Gabbard's referral last week for this new DOJ action. This is the first time since Trump was first in office 8 years ago and now that they've actually begun the impaneling of grand juries with the Justice Department prosecutors seeking indictments and believing they have the indictment information for Russiagate. The same thing, the Russiagate hoax, Obama coup plot. It's all interconnected. As Robert Barnes on my show, great lawyer, said last week, it all needs to be.
Mako super chatted $1.99.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
Tim Dillon on Maxwell in new episode at 8:50.
Let me pull that up. I'll pull that up. Thank you, Emma McHale.
Brought forward. The deep state's not going to go away. They're not going to make a deal, Trump. You can't stick them on an island like Napoleon Bonaparte. They have to be arrested. They have to be prosecuted. They have to be brought to justice, and all their minions taken out of the government and corporations, where this cancer will continue to come back over and over and over again. But the plot is certainly thickening. This is some of the biggest Epstein developments in the entire 20-year history, if not the biggest. We'll be watching very, very closely, and we will continue to report the facts as they come in, regardless of who it implicates. But we're not going to jump the gun when new leftist known lying groups bring out innuendo and rumors. We want proof, and wherever it leads us, we will cover it. And that's why I appreciate you supporting us at InfoWars. We're so embattled, but we're winning on every front.
Let's see how people are responding to this. The time Julian Assange tells the world he would absolutely publish any dirt on Trump, but there is no dirt on Trump. That's interesting.
I got to ask you about the U.S. election. As you point out, you're not an American citizen. You're an Australian. You know, you're clearly not rooting for Hillary, but are you rooting for Trump?
No. I mean, if we have good information on Trump, we publish that. If we have good information on Hillary, the Democrats, we publish that. It is a bit concerning, the allegations that by the Clinton campaign that everyone is a Russian agent are really disturbing. Why is that? Well, because bizarrely, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat, has positioned herself now to be the security candidate. She's powered up with the neocons responsible for the Iraq War, and she's.
I remember this clip. I remember watching this a long time ago. I don't know. Maybe Julian Assange just didn't have it. He didn't have the goods on Trump, and they're out there somewhere. Or maybe the reality is Trump was just fucking, unfortunately, became friends with this piece of shit, Epstein, and ran in the same circles. And that makes him look guilty. And now with him seeming to cover it up, acting like he's covering it up, that's the shit that makes him look the most guilty. Again, this is why it's so mind-boggling. It's like, who is telling him to behave like this? Who's telling him to do this? Because all it is doing is making him look like he did some shit. Yeah, so Harrison, let's pull this one up. This was the quickest one I could find. According to Harrison Smith, according to the Times of Israel, the entire Epstein scandal is being orchestrated by Israel to punish Trump for criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu and not committing to full-fledged war. This is the Times of Israel reporting this. This is what makes this so fucking weird.
What if I told you that the entire Epstein files saga is a giant psyop out of Israel, specifically because Trump is not actually pro-Israel? Does that sound
No, John, we don't want you to leave, John. Stay, John.
crazy? Does that sound like
Shout out John
QAnon
McCarter. How you doing, John?
Does that sound wildly anti-Semitic?
The real John
to you?
McCarter.
Because that's what they say they're doing. Okay, this is from the Times of Israel, called Trump, Israel, and the Epstein Files. Trump and his administration criticized Netanyahu and Israel, and now the Epstein Files are haunting him. Okay, that's really all you need to know, but I'll continue. For a long time, the files had
Rogue super chatted
subsided in the background.
Steve Bannon is telling Trump to do it.
To do what? To release the files? Yeah, everybody's telling him to do it. It's the move at this point. It's the move. Like, who are you protecting? Like, whoever you're protecting, it's worth ruining your fucking credibility and ruining the credibility of your movement, of MAGA. So yeah, it's dumb not to release it, and it's dumb to talk about it like it's a hoax. It makes no sense, dude.
They weren't considered to be much of a threat to Trump, but all of a sudden, right after he started up with Israel, the files surfaced, and they seemed to be overwhelming him. Trump decided to bomb Iran's nuclear sites, and that's commendable. But reports later surfaced that he rejected the option to bomb for a week's time in order to finish off all the sites. Thus, only Fordo was severely damaged, while other sites only had minimal or no damage. So you see, with everything Trump has done, with everything Trump has committed for Israel, they are not satisfied. It's not enough for them. He bombed Iran, yeah, but only once. He was supposed to bomb for a whole week. He's supposed to be bombing to this day. They're supposed to have boots on the ground. So now the Epstein list is going to be a big problem for you. That's what you get for messing with Israel.
I mean, that's what it sounds like, dude. When you look at the article, it's like, oh, so he decided that he wasn't going to bomb for a week straight and fully commit to bombing Iran. Well, now he's got a problem with the Epstein files. How convenient. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It looks bad. It looks bad on the surface, dude. And this is the Times of Israel saying this. So yeah, it looks like they're probably fucking blackmailing him about some shit. That's what it looks like. What did you say? Tim Dillon show 8 minutes in, right? Let me 8:50. You said, right? Let's go ahead and we'll jump to this one. So he's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell here. I haven't watched this. This was recommended by MMA KO. Shout out to MMA KO. He's a great editor. Go follow him. He does great work. Seriously, give him a follow.
That's why they're transferring Ghislaine now. Get this up. They just put her in a minimum security prison because they're going to, I don't know, but it seems like they're going to try to kill her. Ghislaine Maxwell was quietly moved. Quietly. Where we going, darling? Where we going, darling? In the middle of the night. Quietly moved from a Florida prison to a more comfortable one in Texas this week as she campaigns for a pardon from President Donald Trump. Jeffrey Epstein's associate was serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking in a low-security Tallahassee prison, but was moved to Texas on Thursday to the minimum security federal prison Camp Bryan in Southeast Texas. Minimum security. It's kind of a have at her. Have at her, boys, gals.
Yeah, I did, Doge.
Doge Hordler super chatted $5. Did you hear the news about Doge's big balls today?
Yeah,
that guy's a hero.
Yes, yeah. It takes a lot of balls to do that because you know this is what men are supposed to do. They're supposed to run into danger to fucking save people that are, the women and children, yada yada. So yeah, shout out to that guy. I do have a clip of Trump talking about it, but maybe I should pull up something that covers what actually happened as well. Thank you, Doge.
So there, right now, the Mossad is trying to find a butch lesbian to go get her. That's what's going on right now. A butch lesbian is sitting in that jail, and the Mossad is about to find a real butch, dykey lesbian to go crack Ghislaine Maxwell in the head. She's going to go crack her in the face.
Are they still putting trans women in the prisons? I mean, you could get a man. You just get a trans woman. You got a man. There you go.
Maxwell's new home holds mostly white-collar criminals, and unlike the Tallahassee facility, is only for female criminals. She will now be able to purchase beauty and leisure items from the commissary, including makeup and crochet and sewing kits, which, by the way, one of those women is going to use one of those kits to cut her throat. That's obvious. They got to kill this bitch now. She's got to go now.
Yeah, the hair is what it is, GK. I'm glad you're liking it, but it just is what it is. It's too long to fucking push back, so I'm just letting it fall. And I'll get a haircut and it'll be back to being fucking pushed back again. But yeah, it's just too long to push it back right now.
Now this is like go time.
I look like fucking Justin Bieber. It's not the look I'm going for, but it is what it is, Yeah, God gave me the hair he gave me.
The Mossad is like, she's going to the new prison where she can buy makeup tonight. She's going to get a makeover tonight, and a big butch lesbian's going to cut her throat. They're going to cut her throat. I'm telling you, that's the plan.
It's unfortunately,
there is a plan.
It's probably going to happen.
Miriam Adelson gave Trump all that money after January 6th, and she was the only one fucking with him. And she was like, I'll give you this. This was before all those tech people decided how much they loved populism and Donald Trump and borders and tariffs. But Miriam Adelson gave him $100 million. And she was out there early saying, hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to help make you the president of the United States. Miriam Adelson had a few requests. You don't just get $100 million. That's not the way $100 million works. Nobody just gives you $100 million without having an opinion. I've been given far less money during creative projects, and people have an opinion. When I do something with a Netflix or whatever, it doesn't mean you necessarily have to listen to it, but they always give it. Because the minute someone opens their pocketbook, they feel that they're entitled to give an opinion. Now, thankfully, on the comedy specials, Netflix doesn't give a ton of opinion unless I'm like slandering, I don't know, some public person. It's a legal issue. But usually, if you're in development, and I've been in development with a bunch of shows that have never made the air, the minute somebody gives you money for a script or to make a pilot or whatever, they say, and by the way, here are Notes. They have notes. They have notes. They have things they think you should do. Yes, we liked the project, but here's, if we could see it in a different light, we just want to steer it this way. We want to help. We want to.
I feel his pain. The few times I've worked for, other people, I've edited for them or done any kind of work, it's no fun. It's no fun because you do something, you put your fucking time and effort and your creative mind behind it, and you think it's great. And then they come in and go, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, change this, change that. And now your whole vision goes to shit. And now you're just trying to fulfill somebody else's vision that you could never do because it's not your vision, it's their vision. I hate editing for other people. I fucking hate it, dude. It's like, oh, you want it, like, okay, why don't you fucking edit it then? You don't like this part? You think I should do this? You got 100 different things you want me to change? Why don't you fucking edit it then? I hate it, dude. I fucking hate it.
To be as successful as possible. And here's how we think you should do it. You get notes. When Miriam Adelson gives you $100 million, you get notes.
Dude, if I look like a butch lesbian, then I look like the most badass butch lesbian there ever was, okay? The greatest butch lesbian. The hottest butch lesbian of all time.
You get notes. Here's one of the main notes. Israel is going to call the shots. That's note number one. That's note number one. And that's her only note. So that's actually, she comes in and she goes, I don't have a lot of notes. This is actually going to be a relatively easy process. I have one note. It's not a big note. It's just one note, and we can get this out of the way. And once we get it out of the way, it's not actually a big deal. We don't even have to talk about it again. My one note is that Israel's just going to run this thing. Okay? I'm going to give you 100 mil. I'm going to give you 100 mil. It's my one note. It's my one. This is the version of Netflix going, we don't love the main character. Like I'm in an animated thing with them right now, and they go, we don't love the main character. We don't get the main character. People are not connecting with the main character. That's their version of that. Miriam Adelson's version of that is like, hey, one note, again, not a huge deal. It is a deal breaker, of course, and I don't think you should be upset about it at all, but Israel's just going to run the thing. We just have to do whatever the hell we want to do in Gaza. We're probably going to have to bomb Iran, and you're probably not going to, you can't release these Epstein docs because it's going to be maybe a little egg on our face, egg on your face, Donnie, egg on everybody's face. So that's our note. That's our note. And then the other billionaires come in with their notes, and and they have all kinds of notes. But I think that's her big note. I don't think she's especially passionate about the infrastructure in America. I don't think people like Miriam Adelson are really like, hey, you know what concerns me? The state of our bridges. I don't like every time I drive over one, I go, is this thing going to go?
Isn't that a real problem? Like our infrastructure is literally falling a fucking apart. There is a lot of problems that are being completely ignored in this country with our infrastructure.
That's not what concerns her. A major funder of a pro-Israel politics and a prolific donor to Jewish causes, Adelson, 79, is carrying on a legacy she built with her late husband, casino magnate Sheldon Adelson. And she comes in and she's like, listen, I'm here, I'm giving you the money, and the money, because now let's just realize what the Trump administration has been. For the first 8 months, the Trump administration has basically been an auction. It's an auction. And everybody is submitting a bid on our country. Qatar, Israel, the American people are far in the back going, hey, we up, hey. But Israel, Qatar, China, everybody is trying to position themselves to basically get as much as they can from the Trump administration. How much can we get? How much equity is in this guy before we throw him away? Before he doesn't matter anymore? He's already deflating. The poll numbers are collapsing. That big, beautiful bill may be the last.
Yeah, GK, I think I have it loaded up. We're talking about the same interview with what's the channel with the V? Yeah, I was going to play it last night, but we ran out of time. I'm talking about this interview right here. We'll get to that. If we don't run out of time again, that's the last one on the list to react to. But yeah, what he's saying is absolutely right. But it's not just Trump. This is every administration. Every administration is just there to enrich themselves. That's what they're there. They fucking grift the American people, tell the American people what they want to hear, run a bunch of fucking studies to find out what fucking message is going to play the best to get the most fucking support so that they can get into office and then sell the fuck out and make a ton of fucking money. And we need to completely ban any kind of foreign fucking funding, any kind of like foreign lobbyist groups. We probably need to get rid of lobbying altogether. And on top of that, we need to get rid of the whole corporate structure. We need to fucking, like Thomas Jefferson, like back then, they didn't even have corporations. Like if you wanted to be, a corporate, like there were very limited reasons that the government would grant you, like a corporate status. I think they called it something else back then. We need to go back to that. We need to get back. I mean, because the problem isn't just Israel and it just isn't China. I mean, that's a huge problem. We need to fucking make that illegal to be taking money from foreign interests in any way whatsoever. But also, it's our own corporations that are fucking putting money in the pockets of all these politicians, to where they're running the country. Their voice matters 1,000,000 times more than the American people. And yeah, we probably need to change corporate law in this country. But yeah, let's see what else Tim's got to say.
Last legislative thing he did. But all these people, Zuckerberg, Palantir, they're all lining up going, give me what you can before you are.
Well, you say AIPAC needs to be registered under FARA. Why do we need to have foreign lobbyist groups at all? Like, okay, they're registered under FARA. I'm sure that will like help them not be as abusive or whatever fucking regulations they got to follow under FARA. Why at all? Why do we need foreign fucking countries being able to pump money into our fucking politicians and lobby for shit? Why is that? Get rid of all of it. Fuck FARA. Who cares about, like, there shouldn't be any fucking way to do that. It's just on the surface. It's like so obvious this is a way to corrupt our fucking politicians. It's like, why would we allow this? It's such a bad idea.
Totally worthless to me. Because the clock, as soon as he won the election, there is a ticking clock to when he is worthless. When he is either mired in scandal, he has no political clout left, his health is failing, he's out of office, whatever. The Democrats win the midterms. Before he's a lame duck. That's why everything's got to happen up front. Executive orders, quick. Ramming through legislation now. We need it now. We're not balancing our attack here over 4 years. Palantir wants
excellent solution ping.
Thank you, Leica.
It's the money now. They're not waiting for it. All of these people gave him things, and the favors are to be paid back immediately. There was a big meeting at one of the Hollywood agencies.
All right, I think we got enough of this one, right? Let's move on. We'll be here too long. But yeah, good clip. Thank you, MMKO. So I think, did we play this one? All right, let's see. I think we got a lot of Alex here. Let's see what Alex got to say. This is Alex talking about Trump claiming to not be aware that Ghislaine Maxwell was transferred to a low security prison.
And Trump states that he did not know that Ghislaine Maxwell was removed to Club Fit.
Oh, that's right. He had Candace on today. That's very. I wonder how Nick feels about Alex having Candace on now. Well, I think I got a longer version of this, don't I? Do I have a longer version of the? Yeah, we'll just play this one. Let's skip that. We'll skip this one. We'll play the longer one. Let's see what Alex and old Candace were up to.
It saddens me to say this. Truly, someone that was really invested in him. I'm wondering whether or why he betrayed us. What they have on him. We know that Israel has been running the most effective worldwide blackmail ring. Every story that I research, even stories that have nothing to do with America, somehow what turns up in these stories.
No. Mike Baker said it was Russia. Okay, stop it. It was clearly Russia. Doge, what's up? How about a car part?
Doge Hordler super chatted $5. I bought a car part from Japan and
Ooh.
DHL charged me an extra $417 for duty fees. I guess I'm eating the tariffs just as Trump commanded me.
Yeah, that's a rough one, man. How much was the part? that you had to, I mean, was it, Jesus Christ, that's a lot, dude. Do you have the option to buy it locally, or is it like, yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Hopefully there are options to buy these parts locally. Otherwise, that's going to be bad.
Is Israel and their involvement blackmailing a politician. So it could have something to do with that. My also personal belief is that Trump is surrounded by people who hate him. Right? The Never Trumpers are, and the Zionists that are in there, they quite literally did not want Trump to win, right? The people that are running his campaign are the people that wanted Ron DeSantis to win and the people that wanted Hillary Clinton to win before. So I'm confused about why he thinks people that are giving him advice want to see him do.
There's a $1,500 part, Doge? Jesus, dude. Is there nowhere to buy that? Was there any way to like send it back and say, never mind? Did you know that there was going to be a tariff added to it? You know, that's wild, dude. Yep. See, the thing is with the tariffs is like, you have to do it right. I think you have to, before you fucking, like if your people are dependent on foreign, like say auto parts, like say you can't get a transmission for your 99 Ford without getting it from overseas. Like you have to fucking subsidize the American population to be able to produce those parts before you start tariffing. Like you can't tariff things that we can't produce yet. That's stupid. So you have to ramp up the production so we have local production, and then you tariff to make that local production actually compete with the cheap ass foreign shit. So like, you know, there's nuance to how you do these things. Sorry, Doge. Sorry for that, dude.
Well,
it would be the same price if I ordered it from the US. It would still be around 2,000. So yeah, at this point, you should just order it from the US. Because what was it? Yeah. So basically, yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, Doge. You know, I'm kind of for these tariffs. I think we need to be, you know, that kind of money needs to be going in America, but I do feel your pain. I understand why that sucks.
They're almost having fun. It's like they're laughing, telling him, yeah, you should definitely tweet. You don't want these supporters anymore. And maybe laughing behind his back, but he's actually doing this and tarring his own legacy.
I agree. If I was Trump and I wanted to self-inflict a wound on myself, I would be doing exactly what he's doing. And I was in total horror a month ago and just totally, you know, so this is horrible. And then I got attacked by all the neocons, people, oh, you've turned on Trump. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? We need Trump to succeed. I've been persecuted. So have you for your past support. And now to see this, it's just horrifying. Do you think Trump will wake up and somehow salvage this? Or will he just keep saying, like, you know, naked gun, nothing to see here?
Look, when he went into office in 2016, he was retweeting the Alex Jones show and telling people that he should be watching you. In this current moment, he's telling people that they should be watching Mark Levin, right? So I don't know. We've got Meghan McCain cheering Trump on and saying that whatever she went through was worth it because this is the right Trump.
This has always been the trajectory with Trump. Ever since his first term, his first administration, he came in, fucking threw all of his America First, the Bannons, all of the fucking people that helped him get to where he was, threw them out, replaced them with establishment neocons, and it's the same fucking playbook. He's always wanted to be accepted by the actual swamp. You know, it was a big talk. He talked a big game, but I'm going to drain the swamp. Everything he's done as a president in office tells me that he actually just wants to be a part of the swamp. He wants to be a part of that elite group, the neocon, the elite Republicans. You know, this has always been what he's been, and this was my biggest concern with him after his first term. Was like, are we going to get the same thing again? Are we going to get the Trump that as soon as he gets in power, completely disowns his fucking base and just starts sucking the neocon dick? Yeah, that's what we got. No surprise.
Yeah, Trump, I don't think your supporters have left you. I think you've abandoned your supporters. And if you can't see that something's really wrong when the McCain family is cheering you on, I don't know that we can help.
In this short segment, what is your overall report card 196 days into the Trump administration on Trump, free speech, and where it's going? Do you share MTG's view and Ron Paul's view that he's starting to betray America first and is basically going in the wrong direction?
Yeah, I mean, Bibi Netanyahu is president of the United States, effectively. So we should just pay attention to whatever Bibi Netanyahu's aims are. Bibi Netanyahu was on camera saying that any person that boycotted Israel, would themselves endure, some pain in the United States. He was behind passing all of the anti-BDS laws. And look, I think most of us weren't paying attention to the relationship with Israel in the first term because there was nothing relevant that was happening. Now, with everything happening in Gaza and Trump turning a blind eye to it and pretending that it's totally fine, it's become very clear that Bibi Netanyahu has power over Trump. And I think the real mask down moment was, of course, him trying to gaslight us about the Epstein files. That's ridiculous. Trump is smarter than that. And I'm telling you that Trump reads the room correctly. So the fact that he intentionally read the room wrong and then said, if you're still interested in the Epstein files, I don't want you as my supporter anymore. He tweeted that effectively. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No one should accept that. And it's unfortunate, obviously, because we all got behind him in earnest. We believe that he was going to be a solution to the deep state, but now it seems that he's become it.
Well, I mean, I agree in many respects that he's changed course a lot, and I'm very concerned. But RFK Jr. is doing so much good. Some other things are happening. And I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater here. I'd like to just have Trump's base continue to put pressure on him, because we've seen many cases where he's making the wrong decision and we put pressure on him. He goes the right direction. I mean, is there anything...
Does he really go the right direction? Or does he just tell you what you want to hear and then kind of push the ball down the road and still do what he wants to do at the end of the day? Because that's what it seems like to me. Because I got to follow up on the whole thing where, like, they're going to stop giving federal funding to states. By the way, we should stop giving federal funding to states, but not because of Israel. Yeah, I mean, anyway, that's a whole different thing. That he was going to stop giving federal funding to states if they boycotted Israel. Now, they said that he reversed that, but then again, did he actually reverse that, or did they just change the language? I don't know. I got to follow up on that, because I did see something like before I went live where someone was saying, actually, it doesn't look like they reversed it. They just changed the language to hide it better.
Salvageable, or do you disagree with that view?
I disagree with the view, because it seems like what they're doing is they're offering us stuff like when they said, oh, we're going to go talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. We're going to really get to the bottom of this. We're going to be the first people that go to speak to Ghislaine Maxwell. And then we find out that they strike a deal to move her to a prison that's just not even a prison, if we're being clear. Like this, it's not even a prison where she's at. Elizabeth Holmes is there smiling, running outside.
Yeah, they say it's the nicest federal prison in the United States. In Texas.
It's nicer than it's probably nicer than your house and my house, if we're being honest. Clearly, Elizabeth Holmes looked very happy when she was jogging outside with lipstick on, and she's got bleach blonde hair. And so, is
this for real? Is there a federal prison where it's that fucking nice?
So I have a lot of questions about that. Again, they seem to be pretending like, oh, we're finally listening. But it feels a bit like a performance to me at this point. And it saddens me to say this, truly, someone that was really invested in him. I'm wondering whether or why he betrayed us, what they have on him. We know that Israel has been running the most effective worldwide blackmail ring. Every story that I researched, even...
Maybe this is just who he always was, right? People, when they campaign, they put on they say what you want to hear. He knows what the people want to hear, so he tells them what he wants to hear. But now he don't have to do that. He can be who he really is, Or yeah, they got some dirt on him.
These stories have nothing to do with America. Somehow, what turns up in these stories is Israel and their involvement blackmailing a politician. So it could have something to do with that. And also, I think we should be honest about Jared Kushner and his investments in Israel. Jared and Ivanka, which are his legacy, are invested in Israel. And I would be very interested as to determine whether or not Jared is invested in the Gaza Strip, because it was not subtle. When shortly following October 7th, he got on stage at Harvard and said, well, this is an unfortunate situation, but that beachfront property in Gaza could be worth a lot. There could be a lot of building in the future.
And I know Saudi Arabia wants to move in there, and he's deep with them. I don't think that's even a question.
And Qatar. He did a deal with Qatar and Saudi Arabia.
Stay right there.
Investing in Israel.
Candace Owens, back in 60 seconds. Well, after the DOJ met with her a few weeks ago for 2 days, the Deputy Attorney General, Ghislaine Maxwell, there's headlines out that she never saw Trump do anything bad. She never saw him around any of the underage girls. But we already knew that. I mean, if they had stuff, they would have used it. He never went to the island. I investigated before I endorsed Trump. So why a month ago would Trump come out and say he committed suicide? It's a hoax. There weren't any blackmail going on. He acted alone. Well, how is Ghislaine in prison? Well, now they've moved her from a nice federal prison in Florida to the nicest one, hands down, that's a petting zoo, basically, and dog training and people running around with their,
I mean, this prison sounds great. Can I book a vacation there? They're making it sound so fucking great. It's like, I mean, shit, it sounds like a cheap vacation, you know?
Lipstick on and everybody's happy. It all looks very bad. And, now we got the Republicans subpoenaing all these big Democrats and DOJ heads and attorney generals. And now they don't want that stuff released, and Democrat judges don't want it released. I mean, this is a quagmire, and it's all over the news. I predicted a month ago, and I've had Rasmussen on, that's the best polling group out there, and they said, no, Trump's lost a lot of support with his base over Epstein, and now he says release it, and we're seeing some stuff come out that like Epstein was an FBI informant. Candace Owens, where do you see this going?
We're not going to get anything. And I've been saying this from the very beginning. It was such a sophisticated blackmail ring. All of the elites are implicated one way or the other. I'm guessing here because I agree with you. Like, Trump was not on the island, and I've been around a lot of people in my life. He does not strike me as a person that's interested in young children. But I am curious as I've been getting deeper into.
I mean, so you're saying you have the fucking pedo radar? You can tell who's a pedo and who's not just by looking at them and hearing them talk? Unfortunately, I don't think it works that way.
What Jeffrey Epstein did, and how he implemented this blackmail ring on behalf of Israel. He involved himself in a lot in order to traffic these women in a lot of organizations, like modeling organizations, where he would have the ability to say, oh, you're a Victoria's Secrets model. I'm scouting for Victoria's Secrets model. That's where he ingratiated himself.
Man, that's some of the creepiest shit about Trump, is the stories about him going backstage when he's talking to Stern about how, since I own it, I have to inspect it. So I get to go backstage. I mean, there are some creepy shit, especially his interviews with Stern.
Same with Jean-Luc overseas in Paris, who mysteriously also died in a prison cell, but he funded his modeling efforts, his modeling organization. I think it might have been M Model Group or something. I'm wondering if unwittingly Trump got funded somehow via Epstein for the world, Miss America, whatever it was that he was involved in, Miss Universe pageantry, if it has something to do with that and he didn't know and he just doesn't want to open that whatsoever. But there has to be something here, because it just doesn't make sense for him not to be forthcoming with his supporters. He could have gotten ahead of it. He could have been like, look, my name's in these files and it's ridiculous. I have nothing to do with what was going on the island. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. But instead, he seems uncomfortable being asked questions about it. And I'm not sure what the reason is.
Well, I've got a good idea. The left spun this. It's all over the place. It's not what I said. Oh, Trump called up and threatened, offered money for me to shut up. No, I got a bunch of calls like you get from the.
But Alex, I saw you say it, Alex, when you were talking to, who was it? Was it Nick Fuentes? Yeah, I think it was Nick. And he said, they reached out to me and they were like, what do you want? Just tell us what you want. I mean, Alex, come on. You know how that looks when you say that, right? It looks like Trump is offering you something so you shut up about the Epstein files. So come on, Alex. You're the one that said it, bro.
White House. And it's like, what do you want? Not like, what do you want money-wise? Like, what do you want us to do? And I said, what do you think? I've never seen evidence of Trump involved. You better get out front and stop telling people not to look at this, the Streisand effect. And Roger was up there, Roger Stone, for 7 days and finally got Trump to say release the stuff, and that his poll numbers bounced back some. But what I want is them to do, and what his surrogates said they would do, not do a 180 and say, nothing to see here, like, Naked Gun with the buildings burning, nothing to see here, move along.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's felt like. It's like nothing to see here. It felt very much like that CNN when they're like, it's mostly peaceful protests and everything's burning down behind them. And you're just relying on people not to believe their own eyes. Very poor choice for Trump and the administration. But look, my also personal belief is that Trump is surrounded by people who hate him. Right, the never Trumpers are, and the Zionists that are in there, they quite literally did not want Trump to win, right? The people that are running his campaign are the people that wanted Ron DeSantis to win and the people that wanted Hillary Clinton to win before. So I'm confused about why he thinks people that are giving him advice want to see him do well. They're almost having fun. It's like they're laughing, telling him, yeah, you should definitely tweet. You don't want these supporters anymore. And maybe laughing behind his back.
Wilford Brimley super chatted $2. Heisenberg selling blue meth to Candace Owens now?
I don't know. Let's just see if her mouth is blue.
He's
Let's see.
actually doing this and tarring his own legacy.
I agree. If I was Trump,
actually doing this.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't look like her mouth is blue. Let's yeah. No, I don't see any blueness in her mouth. Looks like she's staying away from the blue meth guys. Good.
You don't want these supporters anymore, and maybe laughing behind his back, but he's actually doing this and tarring his own legacy.
I agree. If I was,
I mean, that is a pretty good deal, right? If you go on Alex's show, I wonder if he's paying some of the guests to advertise methylene blue. I mean, I probably would. It's like, hey, come on, and we'll toss you $500 if you do an ad spot and take some methylene blue. I'm like, all right, I'll fucking do it. We'll see.
Trump, but I wanted to self-inflict a wound on myself, I would be doing exactly what he's doing. And I was in total horror a month ago and just totally, so this is horrible. And then I got attacked by all the needs.
Look, a lot of you guys are talking shit about Candace's looks. I'm not going to stand for that. Candace is a beautiful lady. She's a very, very classy, beautiful woman. Okay? Stop it.
Neocons, people, oh, you've turned on Trump. And I'm just like, are you kidding me?
And no, her eyes are not too far apart. Her eyes are perfectly spaced, okay? You couldn't have better spaced eyes than hers. Look at those beautiful eyes. What a sexy lady. Come on, y'all. I mean, come on. You wouldn't, you're telling me you'd kick her out of bed? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Trump to succeed. I've been persecuted. So have you for your past support. And now to see this, it's just horrifying. Do you think Trump will wake up and somehow salvage this? Or will he just keep saying, like, naked gun, nothing to see here?
Look, when he went into office in 2016, he was retweeting the Alex Jones show and telling people that he should be watching you. In this current moment, he's telling people that they should be watching Mark Levin, right? So I don't know. We've got Meghan McCain cheering Trump on and saying that whatever she went through was worth it because this is the right Trump. Yeah, Trump, I don't think your supporters have left you. I think you've abandoned your supporters. And if you can't see that something's really wrong when the McCain family is cheering you on, I don't know that we can help.
I do think I'm being a little joking here. Like, I don't think she's like a breathtaking beauty. You guys keep talking about she's a good looking woman. Let's not lie. Like, you could do way worse than her in life.
Let's finish up on Trump. Again, I don't want to be attacking Trump, but I have integrity. I can't help myself. I know you follow that same North Star. I saw it 2 days ago when it broke in the middle of the day, and I couldn't even believe it at first. Withhold FEMA funds from any states, cities, or counties that criticize Israel. And then I went, well, wait, already a bunch of states, the majority already have this. It's actually happening really bad here in Texas. Totally unconstitutional. We've got the left censoring, and now this. They're trying to pass laws in New York, 4 years in jail if you wear a Palestinian pin or Hamas flag. I mean, this is dangerous. And the ADLs they're pushing and all. And then people came out and said, oh, it's not true. And then the administration backed off of that. But I mean, who is doing this? This is so draconian.
And he is. He's gone against his commitment on free speech. He pretends that he's stomping out DEI, but what he's actually doing is he's creating DEI programs across college campuses for Israel. Like they're trying to cage us as
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Fighting anti-Semitism.
And then like, oh, I'm for free speech, but you can't talk bad about Israel or you're getting deported. Like, what the fuck is going on there, dude?
In the same way that BLM tried to cage us fighting
what's going on, Rubs?
Racism, when in reality, it's what you're fighting is Americanism, right? You're fighting our First Amendment right to say what we want and say what we believe. Even if you are a person who is American and you say, I don't like Black people. Okay. I don't like Jewish people. Okay, that's actually, you're right. You don't have to you're not required to like Black people. You're not required to like Jewish people. You're not required to like white people. And the fact that people are pretending that they can control thoughts, they're trying to turn America into Europe. And it's sad because J.D. Vance gave an incredible speech. He went overseas. He stood in front of the European leaders and he said, you guys are starting to penalize people rather than listening to what they think and what they believe. You're trying to trample their speech. And we applauded that. I share that on my show. Like, yes, this is the way. And that's now exactly what this administration is taking part in. They're effectively saying, what you guys think doesn't matter. It's wrong think, and we're going to correct it with more legislation. Now, why don't you listen to why it is that Israel has lost so much support so quickly that they're now tremoring and trying to see if they can effectively make Americans fearful to even say anything against Israel. Wrong country, wrong continent. I actually think it's going to make us dig our heels in further. We have ingrained in us that speech actually matters. And I keep saying to people, pay attention to this. We have to just acknowledge the fact that Trump has betrayed us on the matter of speech. I mean, even the Macron thing, the first thing, a state leader of a foreign country just...
All right, you got me. Clyde Rubs. What's up, Clyde Rubs?
Filed a lawsuit against a podcaster in America. Should the White House not have to issue a statement on that? Like, if I'm Trump, I'm like, this is an easy layup, right? An easy layup to say, this is ridiculous. This is the wrong place for this. I don't even care whether I agree or disagree with what she's saying. You doing this is kind of an attack on America, right? Nothing.
This is a
Well, that was that. I mean, I can't not agree with what she's saying. I think she's spot on. Laughing my ass out. President Trump just clowned on Howard Stern after the announcement his show will be canceled. Oh, let's see what he has to say.
I've got an entertainment-based question for you. A few weeks ago, Stephen Colbert announced that he was leaving his show. Howard Stern announced that him and Sirius XM Radio are parting ways. Do you think the hate Trump business model that's been in the entertainment business is going out of business because it's not popular with the American people?
Well, it hasn't worked, and it hasn't worked really for a long time, and I would say pretty much from the beginning. Colbert has no talent. I mean, I could take anybody here. I could go outside on the beautiful streets and pick up a couple of people that do just as well or better. They get higher ratings than he did. He's got no talent. Fallon has no talent. Kimmel has no talent. They're next. They're going to be going. I hear they're going to be going. I don't know, but I would imagine because they get, Colbert has better ratings than Kimmel or Fallon. You know that. Howard Stern, it's a name I haven't heard. I used to do a show, we used to have fun, but I haven't heard that name in a long time. What happened? He got terminated?
Yeah, they're going to separate ways because I think what they're offering salary-wise is real low than what he's getting.
You know when he went down?
Whenever you want.
You know when he went down? No, before. When he endorsed Hillary Clinton, he lost his audience.
It's true, though. It's true. That's when he lost me. That's when he lost me. He lost a lot of people because his audience was like for Trump. I think if you did a poll of like Stern's audience back then, it would have been well over 50% were supporting Trump. So, yeah, I mean, you do a better job of grifting to your audience, bro. And I remember when Ari Shaffir and Trump, not Trump, Ari Shaffir and Stern got into it because I think it was Ari Shaffir. It's so long ago, it's hard to remember. But essentially, it became clear that podcasts were the future. And Stern just refused to accept. He's like, these stupid podcasts, they think they're the future. It's like, dude, if Stern would have just went to do podcasting, if he would have, after his first fucking 100 milli, like, what was it, like 2005 to 2010? I think something like that was his first 5 years with Siri. And then just moved to podcasting and kept that fucking edgy show. But the show became terrible. That was really the downfall of the show. The show stopped being edgy. He started catering to the left-wing crowd. And then when you cater to that crowd, you can't be edgy. You can't say things that might upset them. You just have to fucking be this like boring interview show. And that's what it became. A boring interview show with boring celebrity guests. All the edginess was gone. And who wants to watch that shit? Nobody. None of the original Stern fans stuck around for that because it was garbage. Complete garbage. And I was a huge Stern fan. I would listen every day.
Super chatted $1.99.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. I think that's evil John. We got two Johns. We got good John and we got evil John. I think that's evil John. It's all right. It's all right. You know, we're pro John McCarter in here, even the evil Johns. Thank you, John. But yeah, I used to be a huge Stern listener, dude. I loved his first years at Sirius when they had Artie. God, it was such a great show with Artie. And then, you know, Artie got addicted to heroin and tried to kill himself by stabbing himself multiple times. I mean, that was kind of nuts. But yeah, the show went downhill after Artie left. And it's just been downhill since. So yeah, go enjoy your hundreds of millions, Stern, in the fucking Hamptons. And enjoy your retirement, dude. It's about time. President Trump just announced he'll be putting 100% tariffs on chips and semiconductors being imported. Okay, here's another one, like what Doge said earlier. Where he got $400 fucking surcharge or whatever on his automobile parts that he ordered from overseas. Do we have the production to make these yet? Do we have the production to, if we can make these in America, great. But if you're going to toss this fucking tariff on while people still have to buy this shit overseas, then you're doing it wrong. But I don't know. I have to look more into it.
And it's companies like Apple, they're coming home. They're all coming home. And we want them to come home. They have to come home. We're going to treat them really well. We're going to be putting a very large tariff on chips and semiconductors. But the good news for companies like Apple is if you're building in the United States or have committed to build, without question committed to build in the United States, there will be no charge. In other words, we're not going to be charging. So a lot of countries, a lot of companies are leaving various other places and they're coming to the United States. So in other words, we'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building and you're not producing yet in terms of the big numbers of jobs and all of the things that you're building. If you're building, there will be no charge. So I just want everyone to know that. And I didn't even tell you that inside. We discussed the concept, but I didn't. So it's a big factor. So 100% tariff on all chips and semiconductors coming into the United States. But if you've made a commitment to build, or if you're in the process of building, as many are, there is no tariff. Okay?
Doge Hordler super chatted $5. Stern employed like over 90 writers and editors for his radio show because he doesn't know how to do podcast.
Yeah, if you thought Stern was funny, it really was Fred and Benji that were funny. Because they would sit there and just write everything for them. They would sit there and just hand notes. Actually, I think they did it on the computer at a certain point. They would just write the notes, and then Stern's jokes were all fucking shit that was given to him by Benji or Fred, or any of the other writers that were in there. I think Shuley was a writer as well. Yeah, the Stern, he had his time, man. He had his time where he did a good show because he was fucking going against the grain, trying to be edgy, like doing something nobody had the balls to do. And once that wasn't part of the show anymore, once it became this watered down bullshit, it's just, go retire, man. It's time to retire. You should have retired probably fucking 10 years ago, if not 15 years ago. You probably should have retired after the first Sirius XM deal ended, the first 5-year run. Because after that, it was all shit. It was all shit after that.
If for some reason you say you're building and you don't build, then we go back and we add it up, it accumulates, and we...
Bro, is the vote 50-50? All right, if it's 50-50, it's staying the way it is. So if you haven't voted yet, if you hate the Rogan fucking yell gorilla noise at the beginning, go vote, because it's 50-50. And if it's 50-50, then it's just going to stay the same.
We charge you at a later date, you have to pay, and that's a guarantee. So that's a big statement, and I think the chip companies are all coming back home. They're all coming back. We started with Intel, and gradually Intel was just taken over the.
So this will be good news if they actually do. I mean, we need to get as much production locally as possible and be like as the least reliant as possible on fucking having to get things from other countries. And if we can make it and ramp up production of everything here, that's just going to be good. But there's going to be a little hardship because people have gotten so used to cheap foreign goods, man. It's going to suck when you're like, oh, you mean I can't buy a $5 t-shirt? The only choice I have is a $30 American-made t-shirt. Yeah, that's going to suck. But I think in the long run, it's going to be worth it. Hopefully. Trump on Operation Warp Speed. You guys remember Operation Warp Speed? He still thinks it was a great thing. It was still such a huge accomplishment, guys. Let's see. I can't believe he's still saying. People are saying he actually stopped talking about it. He learned. He realized people. No, he didn't. He just shut up for a little while. He still thinks the same shit.
You were the driving force.
Still thinks he saved the world with fucking, yeah, okay, dude.
Behind Operation Warp Speed, these mRNA vaccines that are the gold standard.
Right.
Now your health secretary is pulling back all the funding for research. He's saying that the risks outweigh the benefits, which puts him at odds with
Research
the entire
on what?
medical community and with you. What is going on?
Research on what?
Into mRNA vaccines.
Well, we're going to look at that. We're talking about it, and they're doing a very good job. And, that is a pass. With Operation Warp Speed, was, whether you're Republican or Democrat, considered one of the most incredible things ever done in this country.
Who thinks that? Please explain to me one person in this fucking world besides you that thinks that.
The efficiency, the way it was done, the distribution, everything about it has been amazing. But, you know, that was now a long time ago, and we're on to other things. But we are speaking about it. We have meetings about it tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and we'll determine. We're looking for other answers to other problems, to other sicknesses and diseases, and I think we're doing really well. Yes, ma'am, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
See, at least fucking RFK seems to get it. I wonder if the Trump administration is going to block him again.
Hi, it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. here, your HHS secretary.
I don't know why, but this whole video feels like it's AI. This whole thing feels like AI to me.
At HHS, we have a division called the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, or BARDA. BARDA drives some of our most advanced scientific research. It funds developments of vaccines, drugs, diagnostics, and other tools to fight emerging diseases and national health threats. Over the past few weeks, BARDA reviewed 22 mRNA vaccine development investments and began canceling them. Let me explain why. Most of these shots are for flu or COVID, but as the pandemic showed us, mRNA vaccines don't perform well against viruses that infect the upper respiratory tract. Here's the problem. mRNA only codes for a small part of the viral proteins, usually a single antigen. One mutation and the vaccine becomes ineffective. This dynamic...
So this is definitely AI because his mouth is not blue. Can't you just take the pills, right? Like, wouldn't you? I think they have fucking methylene blue pills now. So I mean, I think you could take the pills and avoid the blue mouth, because it's just weird when your mouth's blue, bro. It's weird.
A phenomena called antigenic shift, meaning that the vaccine paradoxically encourages new mutations and can actually prolong pandemics as the virus constantly mutates to escape the protective effects of the vaccine.
Yeah, people were saying this very early on. I mean, this is something that people were saying, I think, right away, if I remember right, when they rolled out these mRNA vaccines. So
millions of people, maybe even you or someone you know, caught the Omicron variant despite being vaccinated. That's because a single mutation can make mRNA vaccines ineffective.
Okay, YouTube, I don't know how you feel about this COVID misinformation shit, but this is the health secretary talking here of the United fucking States of America. So give me a break, YouTube.
The same risk applies to flu.
It is, Doge. It definitely is. I got used to it.
Super chatted $5. I think his voice is getting better though.
I got used to it, man, but people still get triggered by it.
Viewing the science.
I got used to it.
Top experts at NIH and FDA. HHS has determined that mRNA technology poses more risks than benefits for these respiratory viruses. That's why, after extensive review, BARDA has begun the process of terminating these 22 contracts totaling just under $500 million. To replace the troubled mRNA programs, we're prioritizing the development of safer, broader vaccine strategies, like whole virus vaccines and novel platforms that don't collapse when viruses mutate. Let me be absolutely clear. HHS supports safe, effective vaccines for every American who wants them. That's why we're moving beyond the limitations of mRNA for respiratory viruses and investing in better solutions. Thank you.
Now watch this Trump and his fucking team come in and block this. Like they've done so much, almost everything else that fucking RFK Jr. is trying to put up, get through, dude. Hopefully this will stick because, I don't like the new mRNA technology. It's not trustworthy. You know, it's like, why can't we just go back to the old inoculation style fucking shit? I don't know, man. I'm not an expert in all this shit, but yeah, I definitely avoided it because I didn't trust it. Breaking: President Trump from the Oval Office with Apple CEO. We'll skip this one. Who gives a fuck? This is probably the best video I saw all day. Okay. They made changes to EBT where you can't buy like junk food. You know, you can't buy candy, can't buy soda, which I think is fucking wonderful. Okay. right? The government shouldn't be subsidizing people being fat and unhealthy. It should be like if we're gonna help people that are poor get food, and make sure it's healthy food. Get some fucking some ground beef and some eggs and some milk and some fucking bread and stop with the fucking
super chatted $5. One of few politicians who loves kids, but not in a diddler way.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's true. I don't know. I have questions about everybody now, Andrew. You have to wonder there. But yeah, let's watch this, man.
What else they say, man? So just those two? Oh, what's that one? Oh my! They didn't say which one.
Let me turn it up.
Girl, they ain't take the muffins. That's a deal. 188. Oh my God, that's crazy. Not even a juice. The juice, yeah. No.
No
They
juice.
didn't take the juice for real. When they
You mean your fucking sugar water? That they like, oh, the fruit juice, like it's healthy because it's fruit juice. It's just fucking sugar water, bro.
that looks good this much.
Yeah, you get food stamps? No. I actually work for a living. I actually make very little money, but enough to not be on the government payroll. Oh, you get food? Look at a proud woman, and yeah, okay, let's keep going. Is this a skit? It don't seem like a fucking skit.
They got 67, 51. So what's the best? Girl, did they take the Reese's?
Because that's what you need. That's what you need to survive. Reese's fucking peanut butter. I mean, they're good, man. I love me a Reese's peanut butter cup. They're a little too good. You know, around Halloween, I used to buy I was like, if I'm going to give out candy, I'm giving out fucking Reese's and shit. And I would buy a bunch and then never give it enough out. And then I'd end up with just tons of Reese's peanut butter cups. And I would just, oh my God, dude. Oh, I could eat them all day nonstop. But yeah, it's not good. That's why I don't do it. So I don't buy candy for Halloween anymore. And if I do, I buy the shitty candy that I don't want to eat myself.
The Reese's, you ain't taking the juice. Y'all take the juices on. The green juice. No. The Reese, they didn't take the Reese cup. Food stamps is on right now. They don't even take it. Look, y'all maybe cut the light off. No, it's okay. Come on, let's just get the stuff. Come on. Oh, she said keep it. She gonna keep it. Okay. Huh, what's the balance? Girl, so we can't buy no candy. $14.90.
It's only taken effect in 6 states. Well, she's probably in one of these states. I mean, this seems like a real fucking video. This doesn't seem. I mean, you got a Walmart employee on the job to actually help you make your. I don't know. This seems real to me. This seems real.
$14.92. Okay.
And then the amount is $14.92. When Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Reese's and food stamps, no candy. So they went live when they said they're gonna take out all the snacks. They're taking away all the snacks on EBT. What's the point of having it?
So you can buy real food. That's the point. The point is not to buy fucking Reese's Pieces and garbage fucking sugar-filled cereal. The point is to buy meat, eggs, water. That's what you need. And if that's all you're eating, you will be losing so much weight so fucking fast. You'll be so much healthier. You'll stop being a drain on our fucking healthcare system. Like it makes perfect sense. I'm 100% for this. I think this is real. Not Israel, but Israel. What do we got next? I asked, this one is crazy. Like, Trump is not aware of this. I don't buy this.
Thank you, calling me. Thank you, Mr. President. On Ukraine, President Zelensky just signed a law allowing for citizens age 60 and above to serve in the military.
How bad is it going in Ukraine right now? The senior citizens, time to join up and go fight the war. Hey, grandma. We need you in the front line. Put your teeth in, grandma. Grab the rifle. Head to the front line. Dude, what the fuck, man? At a certain point, it's like, you're not going to win. So you just fucking figure out how to make a peace deal work.
We've seen dozens of videos of young men being hauled into vans and dragged to the front lines against their will. And we've even seen videos of a young man with Down syndromes serving on the front line.
They're even sending the dude. This is, I don't know, man. I don't know. I heard Russia's like mostly using like volunteer, like they're using like contractors to fight it, and then you got Ukraine using children, mentally handicapped, and senior citizens. That's how bad it is. It's almost over, in my opinion. It's almost over. You know, why are we funding this if this is what they're doing?
You, when you campaigned, you said you wanted to see the people stop dying. A lot of people admired that statement. Now the people dying are elderly, mentally handicapped, and conscripts. So even if a ceasefire doesn't work out, why should Americans continue to fund a foreign military that's scraping the bottom of the barrel of its population like this?
Well, you have to understand, very importantly, this is Biden's war. This is not my war. I'm here to...
No, it's your fucking war now, dude. It's your war now. Shut up with that shit. Yeah, Biden got you into whatever. It's your war now. We're fucking 8 months into your fucking presidency. It's your war that you failed to stop like you said you would. And now you're fucking playing around and funding Ukraine and actually doing the same thing Biden did. You're no better than Biden on this situation now. So miss me with that bullshit, dude. Oh, Biden's war. No, it's your war now, bro.
To get us out of it. It's a mess, and I'm here to get us out. I haven't heard that when you say about 60-year-old men and, you know, et cetera. But this is Biden's war, and we're working very hard to get us out. I stopped 5 wars in the last 5 months, actually.
Dude, any war that stops in his during his presidency, he stopped it. He stopped it. Actually, there was a fucking... I went to the bar the other night. There was like a huge bar brawl. Trump showed up and stopped the bar brawl. So, I mean, anytime there's any kind of violence, Trump just shows up and he ends it every time.
And I'd like this to be the 6th, frankly, and that doesn't even include Iran with, you know, obliterating their nuclear haul, because they would have had nuclear weapons.
And now we're gonna have to hear him for the next 4 years talk about how he fucking stopped Iran from getting a nuclear program. Yeah, dude. Okay, dude. Yeah.
In 2 months, but stopped a lot of wars. You just take a look at the ones just over the last 2 or 3 months. It's been amazing. This is the one I'm trying to stop. This is the one we're working hardest on. The other ones I stopped within a matter of days, almost every one of them, including India and Pakistan, and I could go over the whole list, but you know the list as well as I do. But this is the one we'd like to see. I haven't not heard that, but this is Biden's war, and it's a war that he got us into, or indirectly got us into. It should have never happened. It would have.
Sounding a lot like Obama. You know, Obama's whole term. Anything that went wrong, well, this is Bush. It was Bush. It's like, dude, you've been president for 7 years now. We're still blaming it on Bush. It's still all Bush's fault. Which a lot of shit was Bush's fault. He was fucking terrible. What do we got next here? Oh yeah, Hunter Biden. There's some more shit coming out with Hunter Biden. Again, I think this guy's going to end up running for office at some point. I don't know if he'll be like big time. He might just be like a local senator or something. We'll see.
Epstein introduced Melania to Trump. The connections are like so wide and deep.
Yeah, this is this is going around a lot, but supposedly it's been debunked.
Anyway, why do we think they don't want the files released? I don't know. I think John, you know, that thing that John Heilman says is like a long time ago. I think is the most accurate kind of assessment of them, which is everything is projection or confession. Everything. So when he puts out that tweet and he says Epstein now is the Russia hoax or the Hunter Biden laptop.
The laptop from hell, which the Democrats swore came from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom.
Like, I wonder if it works. Do you know what I mean?
Daily Beast apologizes and retracts article alleging Melania Trump, Jeffrey Epstein link, and that's in the files. Pure crap. And now, he says Melania is with Epstein. They ought to sue his ass. Crackhead, pedophile. Your dad's screwing your sister. And we know who the pedos are. Oh, yeah, that diary's real. Of course it is. Yeah, the stuff we're showing is nothing. I mean, in my life, I had to do this job. But let me tell you, watching him jerk off's too much.
Now, this is the Alex I like right here.
And laying in beds with little kids. I'm having flashbacks. Get it off the screen. Fiasco, disaster that's driven down Trump's poll numbers last month, as I predicted. And the hole getting dug deeper and deeper the first couple of weeks of it. Now Trump reversing, releasing that Epstein was an FBI informant. Now it's coming out that Trump was the first with a whistle on him. We already knew that, but by investigation, that's on record 20 years ago.
You guys are still talking about Nick Fuentes? Dude, Nick Fuentes is a little skinny bitch that I would eat alive without even having to fucking break a sweat, dude. Okay? Okay? So just shut the fuck up. You groypers never go away, do you? You guys have fun.
Interviewing Wolf, the guy that hates Trump, didn't release it till now, where Epstein's, I don't like Trump. He's the guy that, first called the feds on me because he was pissed off because he was stealing Trump's employees and hitting on 14-year-olds at the club that he kicked him out. Roger Stone reported all that in 2015. So I don't see any evidence, just like Candace Owens is a good researcher. She doesn't see it. But then I have to say, this looks really suspicious. They send the DOJ in. They meet with her, the Deputy Attorney General, a few weeks ago, and now she's shipped to Texas to the hands-down nicest federal prison that is like a companion dog, service dog training facility. But then you've got Hunter Biden servicing in all these interviews, spewing all his BS. Hunter Biden states that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania to Trump, a lie so egregious that Melania's lawyers just successfully secured a retraction from the Daily Beast for reporting such. Now, what did I say right when this broke over a month ago? I said, you watch. They're going to recycle the Jane Does that turned out to be not even real people, 5 of them. They're going to recycle Melania being a hooker that worked for Epstein. They did that 8.5 years ago, 9 years ago. That wasn't true. The
I don't remember that coming out 8-9 years ago. The first time I remember hearing of that was like not that long ago. That was the first time I heard of it. Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
$2. Nick Fuentes' nickname should be Nick Fedunce.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with that, dude. There a lot of it is it's a whole Fed fucking op, dude. It's very obvious to me. It's a Fed backed op. I mean, if you don't see it, well, you're just dumb. But yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I spilled everything I needed to say about Nick Fuentes. You can read the comments. They got nothing. They got no response to it except to come on and talk about how I'm a shill and I'm a puppet to Israel and How about addressing all the points I made? How about addressing the fact that he's clearly working for the feds to discredit the movement? How about addressing that? But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on because honestly, I would like for the groypers to kind of the same way I did with the Redditors, like when I first started doing live streams, just the fucking left-wing people that followed me, they just were losing their minds. And it's like, how can I purge these people from my audience? Because they're just, I don't want to deal with them and they're fucking dumb, and I'd rather just purge these Redditor fucking left-wing maniacs from my audience. So yeah, I've kind of done that. And now I want to purge the dumbass groypers from the audience. So that'll be, should be happening pretty soon. Pretty soon. Eventually they'll go away. They got nothing. They have no points to make. They just attack like fucking children. A lot of the accounts are obviously bots. They don't even know how to fucking respond to what you're saying. They come on and they go they act like I was talking about Fuentes and fucking Tucker again. They're like, oh, I think Fuentes clearly defeated Tucker. And it's like, oh, the bot, you haven't reprogrammed it to change the topic? To actually catch up with the topics I'm talking about? The bot's still programmed to talk about Fuentes and dude, it's so brilliant. It's such a brilliant move by the intel agencies, to discredit a movement. And I got to give them credit. You don't need MK Ultra anymore. All you need is a dumbass kid like Nick Fuentes to go on and then fill his audience with a bunch of bots, pushing him to talk about whatever they want him to talk about, and then people get captured by that audience. They try to do that to me, but you ain't capturing me. I don't give a fuck. You could send thousands of people in here and all of a sudden be like, oh, Pink Trip, we love you. Talk about the Jews. And I would say, fuck you, suck my dick. And I'll go right back to 150 viewers. Because I ain't a little bitch. I ain't a little bitch like Nick Fuentes, who his whole life is just, I want to be famous so I can prove all my high school friends that I'm cool. Because they all say I'm a nerd and I shit my pants when I went for a run one time. And I want all the girls that rejected me to know I'm cool. Dude, I'm past that stage. Maybe when I was in my 20s, I would have had dumb thoughts like that. But at a certain point, you grow up And one of these days, Nikki will grow up. One of these days.
It was owned by Trump. Epstein had nothing to do with it. And then,
right now, I'm gonna get more. Fuentes is gonna send more of his Fed bots. It's the whole comment section. It's just gonna be Fuentes Fed bots.
All this other garbage. So I had a good idea.
Which it doesn't bother me if you guys haven't figured it out. It's like when you think people are idiots and those idiots get mad at you for you calling them an idiot. That's great. That works for me.
Yeah, when Bondi went and grabbed those files, that they'd take anything out they didn't want, that the Democrats act like they were hiding, then dropped a dime on themselves back in March. They go raid them. The FBI raids itself because they wouldn't give them up. And it was salted with crap about Trump. And I said, I bet it's recycled BS. I bet it's Melania and Epstein. There you go. But that's not the whole story. Trump made a deal with the CIA and the FBI because they said, look, he worked for us. We got to cover this up. It'll bring down the government. He's like, all right, let's move on, which I wouldn't have done. Because, as I said, before it even happened, I was surmising that back in March and April and May, they're going to stab you in the back, Trump, so fast. How many times do they have to do that until you figure it out? Who cares if it's a bunch of recycled crap? There's a bunch of other stuff they don't want to release, like the grand jury stuff and all the rest of it, which Maxwell and the Democrat judges.
Kaido, yeah, of course, PD Pot. This is my problem with it all, is that all these people don't want to fucking... Look, you got to understand the game. The game is grifting, right? And the algorithms are pushing the Fuentes thing. They're pushing it to the top very conveniently, right? So Fuentes is getting this algorithmic push everywhere you look. If you talk about Fuentes and you kiss his ass, it's very successful for your views. And that's all a lot of these fucking people care about. They will fucking sell out to any retarded movement if it will get them more views. So, and PBD, what do you think? What do you think? Mr. fucking sell you the fucking, his MLM scams. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, of course PBD is a fucking grifter who's going to sell out for the views.
Around the block. So,
but it really is a Fed op. And if you guys don't see it, I mean, you're bad, you know, go follow Nick, go march on the Capitol for him, you know. Make sure you're willing to die and rape and murder for him as well. You know, make sure you take your pledge. And yeah, he's definitely not a Fed operation to destroy the America First movement. Definitely not. No, he's legit. Definitely. But let's move on. I've talked enough about that fucking loser. Okay, I've talked enough about it. And you can see all the people in the chat just want to bring that shit right back up because that's all they care about. It's like. Even my own followers like Leica, go suck fucking Nick's dick, dude. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. He's pretty gay anyway. I'm sure he'll enjoy it.
It's all of this, and I look at it all.
But you're probably going to have to dress like a cat boy first.
And
make sure you
Trump
put on some cat ears before you give him that sloppy BJ.
But now by joining the cover-up, he's put himself in it. As I said.
And really, if you want to know more about Nick, I think one of the few channels that's covered Nick really well, that's really shines a light on who that dumbass kid is. Go follow Kino Casino. Kino Casino's they got the best coverage on Nick.
That Monday morning after it broke that Sunday evening, as I predicted. And now the Republicans are subpoenaing.
The fucking pauses with Alex, sometimes it's like, okay, dude, it's been 6 seconds. Fucking say something.
All the former FBI heads, even back to George W. Bush, that's when this all started. They're involved as well. The Democrats are like, whoa, no, we didn't know. We wanted whatever was in that New York file. We don't mean all this stuff. We want whatever Maureen Comey had over there. And Trump's like, they control the file. Brendan Clapper Comey. That's true.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have. I should have Owen on Friday night. I booked it. We'll see. Hopefully everything goes through. But yeah, I'll have Owen Benjamin will be the guest Friday night.
So
the Corpers are gonna love that.
I'm trying to figure.
So get your bots ready, guys. Get them all programmed and update the topics on the bots, guys. Make sure the topics aren't from a week ago. Okay.
Figure this all out. But Trump got hit in a press conference again. Hey, why'd you put her in a nicer place after the DOJ met with her? I didn't know about that. Probably true. But Trump looks nervous when they ask him. And we knew this was going to be the Streisand effect of Streisand effects. The mother, the grandmother, the great-grandmother of all Streisand effects.
All right, well, I thought we were going to hear more about Hunter. Let's see, did we have something else about Hunter? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Hunter Biden on Epstein. Here we go.
Do you think it was like a suicide? Epstein?
No. Nobody does. I mean, really, except for all of us.
See, even Hunter is not stupid enough to try to claim that he killed himself. I mean, if even Hunter can see it, Trump, why the fuck can't your guys see it? Of course, you do see it. You're covering some shit up.
Sudden, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. Nobody thinks it was. Yeah. Is that you have that renowned doctor, a coroner, that did the, what's it called?
Postmortem autopsy.
Yeah, the postmortem autopsy.
I don't know if that's what it's called.
He talks about all the different, the different fractures in his neck and how it was impossible that he could have done that.
You can't
by simply leaning forward.
By strangling yourself.
What?
You can't commit suicide.
Exactly.
You
and he
can't
says
yourself to death, even if you hate life.
Yes, exactly. That literally is an impossibility and a fiction.
Yeah, but then there's tons of people like the guy who played in Kung Fu, who was erotic asphyxiation. So I guess it is possible. There are people that have done it, but then there's questions as to was it really erotic asphyxiation or did somebody actually kill him? Carradine, right? David Carradine. I guess there are ways to do it, man, but it's not easy. That's for sure.
And there's this idea that what he did is like he leaned forward. Well, none of it matches up. There's that guy that just testified not testified. He was interviewed that was in the cell next to Jeffrey Epstein's. And he said it's just absolutely impossible that he would have been able to do that. Now you have the tape that comes out and it's not just 1 minute missing from the tape. Yeah. It's actually 3 minutes from the tape has been overwritten.
Well, you know, that's standard protocol at the most secure facility in the country.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just that alone. You have someone that everyone absolutely knows that if anything happens to him you're going to be accused of a gigantic cover-up. And he dies, and the guy that is his co-conspirator in France, what's his name? He just happens to, commit suicide or, die in mysterious ways in prison. And, the woman who's living in Australia, she commits suicide just before that. I mean, look, again, I'm feeding into the conspiracy, but clearly, I mean, who believes that he killed himself?
No one.
Nobody.
Well, who believes that you weren't fucking running some sort of weird scheme with Burisma? Who believes you were fucking knowledgeable enough about the oil industry that you were making how much was he making a month? I forgot. No one believes that. But yeah, it's Hunter Biden, of course, he doesn't believe Epstein killed himself. Well, join the club, dude. Join the club. Now, of course, people like to misconstrue what I'm saying, and I already see it happening of course, Epstein did it. I didn't say Epstein didn't fucking kill himself. I mean, I didn't say Epstein did kill himself. I'm saying that people have managed to ill themselves with strangulation, especially when you're talking about erotic asphyxiation. I think the idea is like if you can get to the point where you pass out, right? It's like you're supposed to do it, but not to where you pass out. But sometimes you go too far, and then you pass out, and then that's it. You're dead because you're just gonna keep getting strangled, and you're just unconscious. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he killed himself. I'm saying that people have managed to strangle themselves all by themselves. So to say it's impossible, well, I mean, I'm just saying it doesn't sound impossible to me if I've heard of other people doing it. Now, is it possible he could have broke all 3 bones in his neck? No, that's where it gets weird. Like, 3 broken bones, enough force to fucking... Yeah, it's like, it doesn't add up. It looks like Shane's jumping off the bus, too. Or was there something else I missed here? Yeah, there's too much here to get to all of it. I always like to have more than what I can get to. Okay, we'll play this one of Asmongold. I think Asmon makes a pretty decent point here, but
this is the like you're growing up as a kid right now.
This is him trying to understand the Zoomers, I guess. The poor kids. And the Zoomers are going to come of age. And it's just, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. All these generations that are just raised on an iPad, who have learned no critical thinking skills, couldn't change a tire to save their fucking life. Probably if you took their phone away, they'd start having fucking withdrawal symptoms and probably, go into a severe depression. Like, this generation's going to be so fucked. They're going to be so fucked. And the next one, even more fucked. We got to get kids off the internet, dude. We got to make it a crime, a punishable crime, if you just use a fucking internet device, a cell phone, an iPad to babysit your kid, and you just leave your kid on that iPad all day long. You should be locked up, and that kid should be taken away from you. But yeah, we need to make it the internet. We got to stop. We got to get kids off the internet.
This is what life is like. You are, from age 0 to 5, you're getting your brain melted on Cocomelon. You sit in front of a tablet all day playing Minecraft and not even knowing what you're doing. You can't walk upstairs because you're sitting down all day, so you can't use your legs. You finally go to school, you're overweight, you don't know how to communicate with anybody else because you're only used to interacting with a fucking tablet. You turn 9 years old, you finally learn how to write your own name, and then you also figure out that ChatGPT can just look up everything for you, so you don't even ever learn multiplication. Then by the time that you turn 11 or 12, you discover TikTok and you see that your favorite rapper is using something called Galaxy Gas. Your friend brings it to school, and in the bathroom you start doing Galaxy Gas. Now you're addicted to Galaxy Gas. The name that you remembered how to read, or sorry, the name that you learned how to write at 9 years old, you're now forgetting how to write at 12. And so, goddamn, yes, and now you're going on social media, and if you're a girl, you're being told that you're an ugly, worthless piece of garbage because you don't have 7 different filters, 3 different plastic surgeries, and 2 different editors for every photo that you upload.
No, Kaido, video games were not just as bad, Kaido. I disagree. I can see how people would think that. But video games, if you're talking about old school video games where you have to actually engage your brain and you have to think strategically and you have to learn a system, because every time you learn a system, that's exercise for your brain. So when you take on a complicated video game and you have to learn all those controls, right? You have to learn how the game works. You got to learn the fucking economy of the game. Like those types of games, like, yeah, they seem like a complete waste of time, and they are to a certain point if you push it too long, too far. But they also, this is a reason why, like in Asia, they get old people that are, at risk of dementia and Alzheimer's, they get them to play video games. And it usually is like a game changer for old people and keeping their brain sharp. So it's not the same thing as just mindlessly staring at fucking YouTube on your fucking iPhone. If you gave these kids video games that actually were like good games that actually could teach fucking skills, that would be a game changer. But the games are getting just dumbed down. Look at the games like Call of Duty now. It's not like, oh, I'm going to spend time to get good at this and learn this skill and then build some confidence because I got good at this thing. And then you can translate getting good at that thing to other things that are more important. No. The game's going to aim for you. The game's going to take over for you so that you can win and not feel like a complete fucking loser. And that's the future. The future are games designed for idiots because they're too dumb to play fucking complicated games.
To Instagram, so you want to kill yourself. And if you're a guy, oh Jesus, this is a bad one. If you're a guy,
is he gonna cry? Is he gonna cry?
If you're a guy, you've got to compete with every other guy on the entire internet for the girls that are in your middle school. Look at Little Tay. This is it. And it just gets worse. You get to high school, now they're grooming you. So everybody's getting groomed.
Oh, yeah, Little Tay. Remember Little Tay? She just turned 18, the moment she turned 18, she puts out on OnlyFans and just makes $1 million in like 10 seconds. It is creepy. It's a creepy fucking world, dude.
Everybody's having this happen. What the fuck? I'm saying it. I'm saying this is how it is. And it's getting worse. It's getting worse. And so anyway, we're cooked. It is. And it is, I've said many times, this is why I don't think kids should be on social media. I've said it many, many times. I'm consistent with this.
I
People
agree.
get mad. You get upset at me. You say, oh, this is bad. I have this is my viewpoint on things, okay? And so anyway, let's go ahead and continue. My point is that then you go to high school. You are retarded. You're retarded. You don't know when the Civil War happened. You don't know when World War II happened. You don't know what a country is. Really. Like, you don't know what a country is. And you can't even name the state that you live in. You graduate high school. Of course. Do you think the school wants to lose money? Of course they don't. But before you graduate high school, you apply to college. And for some reason, the college accepts you, which is great, except for now you have to take out student loans. You take out student loans for $70,000.
Dr. Shrek, you should get them on games like Rome Total War. Games like that are like strategy games that take like a lot of thinking. And then they also teach you a bit of history too. So games like that are not completely useless. We need to develop new games for like kids like that are like when I was young, we had Math Busters. So if you wanted to fucking learn math, you could play this video game that was like Pac-Man. But like in order to progress in the game, you'd have to eat these fucking math, like, it'd be like 7 times 7 and you have to have the right answer and then you'd eat it. And like, it was fun. It made math fucking fun. We need games like that. I'm sure there's still some out there.
To get a degree in let me see here, theoretical gender design, and that gets you a theoretical job. And so now you have $70,000. You're working at Starbucks. You're 19 years old. You can't do OnlyFans. You're 23 years old at this point because you graduated, and so you can't do any of that. You've been addicted to weird fucking stuff on DeviantArt ever since you were in high school, and because you got groomed into it on social media by adults. And then now you finally decide that you're a communist.
Or you're a fucking Nazi. It's the Jews, guys. It's the Jews. All right, let's where we at? All right, let's see if we got time for one more. Well, this one's going to be too long. I was going to play this, but Owen basically, I've been following Owen for a long time. I like Owen a lot. So again, he's going to be here Friday night. Unless something happens, things always happen. But yeah, I think okay, we'll end it with this one. Shane Gillis is done with Trump.
Fibbing, then you just you end up fucking
doing something bad.
Yeah. Because you go, what else? What other secrets?
I can get away with anything.
True. I'm going to text him now. But I hope every day is a beautiful mystery for you.
Oh, I think I played this one already. Never mind. Yeah, this is a rehash. We already played this. All right, we'll call it. We're here right at the 2-hour mark. Thank you guys. You guys have been a lot of fun. You guys have been fun to hang out with. Been very supportive as well. I appreciate all the super chats, the memberships. Doge, you rock. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. We'll be back tomorrow night, and then Friday, hopefully, we should have Owen Benjamin on. And that'll be a fun, fruitful conversation. We're going to catch up. I don't know how many bears are in this audience. There was a point where I had a lot of Owen Benjamin bears that followed me because I was a big Owen Benjamin fan. I'm still a fan, but I used to watch his live streams a lot back on YouTube, back like 2018, when he was getting canceled. And, he was one of the first people to be canceled off of a lot of shit. And yeah. He's a very talented guy. It'd be nice. I don't know. I don't think he's live streaming on YouTube anymore, but it'd be nice to see him come back as well. A lot of people need to be brought back. I think their punishment has been served. I think they've done enough time already, Nick Fuentes too. Bring him back. Unban him as well. Let him in. Everybody needs to be brought back. Everybody needs to be brought back, no matter how terrible, even if they're a Fed op, bring them back. All right. Much love, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9. Have a wonderful night and take care.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notification.